Hello students, you are welcome in today's session. That is, now we are going to start the new topic, that is three-dimensional geometry. In the previous part we have completed hyperbola, that was last exercise. The questions of miscellaneous are not in your syllabus, so you are not supposed to do that. Now we have to start this topic. This is chapter 12 of NCERT, and till now you have done two-dimensional geometry, and that can be drawn on the paper. So in that we have x-axis and y-axis. Now it is three-dimensional, so third dimension that is going to be added now, and we will have x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. So there we have two axes in the two-dimensional, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, now three. And now there will be three intersecting planes, and to understand that, so it is we have prepared a model for you. This is three-dimensional, and suppose this is x-axis, this is y-axis, so this will be a plane now. This is second plane, and this is z-axis. You can see this line, this is z-axis. So this is third plane. So these are three intersecting planes, and this is origin. So it means if this is positive x-axis, then this is going to be negative x-axis. This is positive y-axis. This is negative y-axis. Similarly, positive z-axis, and this is negative. So these three intersecting planes divide the space in 8 octants. So total 4 octants on this side and 4 on this side. So there will be total 8 octants. In this, if you observe this octant, so this is positive x-axis, this is negative, this is first octant. So if you observe this octant, so this is first positive x-axis, and this is positive y-axis. So this is, it means on this plane, so x and y will be positive, and in this space, so in this octant, so x positive, y positive and z positive, this is positive z-axis. Similarly, this is second octant. Now x negative, y positive and z positive. So similarly, it is third, fourth, then fifth, sixth and seventh, eighth. So total 8 octants. So it means we are going to discuss the octants now, and you will be provided points in different octants. You have to identify in which octant the point is lying on the basis of this observation. So you have to keep in mind. So this is three-dimensional. So on the paper this is very difficult to draw. Now try to understand the concept on this basis. So in this we have x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. On this paper this type of figure that will be drawn. So x-axis, y-axis and this is z-axis. So z o z dash, similarly x o x dash and y o y dash. So x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. Now we'll have different octants. In the first octant, so x o y z, the first octant, so x y z all will be positive. In the second octant, that is x dash o y z, so it means x will be negative, remaining that will be positive. Similarly, in the third octant, x dash o y dash z, x y negative and z positive. In the fourth octant, x z positive and y negative. In the fifth octant, it is x o y z dash, x y positive and z negative. In the fourth, x z positive and y negative. In the sixth, x dash o y z dash, so x negative, y negative and z positive. So seventh octant, x y z all negative. In eighth, x positive, y negative and z negative. So you can identify the points on this basis. Now so we will have the conceptual questions in the first exercise. On x-axis we can identify if this is x-axis, so value of y and z will be 0. Similarly, on y-axis, value of x and z will be 0. So you can say x coordinate and z coordinate will be 0. So similarly, if this is a plane, so xy plane, on xy plane value of z will be 0. So you have to identify on this basis. So this is first octant, second octant, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth. So it is. Now the first question, a point on x-axis, then if a point is on x-axis, then y coordinate and z coordinate will be 0. Now second, a point is lying in xz plane, a point in xz plane, so definitely, so the y coordinate that is going to be 0, x and z coordinate will be non-zero. Now you have to name the octant. So in the first point coordinates are 1, 2, 3. Now the points will be of this type. The first point will be x coordinate, second is called y coordinate, and third is z coordinate. In two-dimensional we write only two coordinates x and y. Now 3, using commas we can separate. So 1, 2, 3, this is a point in space. So first x coordinate is 1, y coordinate is 2 and z coordinate is 3. So all are positive. So it means it will lie in the first octant. Now second point, 4 minus 2, 3. So y coordinate is negative, and if you observe here this table, so y coordinate is negative in fourth and xz are positive. So this point will lie in fourth octant. Similarly, you can find the remaining points. So 4, 2, minus 5, this point will lie in fifth octant. Minus 3, minus 1 and 6, this point will lie in sixth octant. In the sixth octant, x and y will be negative and z coordinate should be positive. So question number 4, coordinates of a point in xy plane will be of type AB0. So xy plane, because x and y coordinate should be non-zero and z coordinate should be 0. So you have to keep z coordinate 0. So the point will be of type A, B and 0. Third point, the coordinate planes divide the space in 8 octants. How many octants? This is, so in 8 octants. The question was in how many octants the coordinate planes divide the space. So coordinate planes divide the space in 8 octants. Now after locating points in different octants, we have to find out the distance formula and section formula is there in your syllabus. So if two points are P and Q with coordinates x1, y1, z1, Q point is having coordinate x2, y2 and z2. So using distance formula we can find distance between PQ. The formula is PQ is equal to x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square plus z1 minus z2 whole square under the root. We have done this formula in two-dimensional. There is similar formula. Here we are having z coordinates, so that's why this term that has been included. So this is distance formula, distance between 2 points. Now we will have questions on the basis of this distance formula in second exercise. So this is first question, second part. Find distance between these 2 points. Distance using formula. So this point is x1, y1, z1. This point, let it is x2, y2, z2. Apply formula. x1 minus x2 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square plus z1 minus z2 whole square. Substitute values and calculate. So it will be 43 under the root. So this is required distance between these 2 points. So I hope it is clear. Question number second of second exercise 12.2. Show that these 3 points are collinear. Now we have done distance formula, so we will prove the points collinear using distance formula only. So let the points are ABC. Now find out distance AB, BC and AC. AB distance using distance formula under root 14. Find out distance BC using distance formula. It is under root 56. It can be written as 2 under root 14. Similarly, distance AC, that will be 3 under root 14 after calculation. So we can observe here that AC is equal to AB plus BC. So this is the condition for the points to be collinear. If points are collinear, then sum of any two distances should be equal to third one. So here AB plus BC is equal to AC. So sum of these two distances is equal to third. So that's why the points ABC are collinear. So you have to use this method. So we can prove collinear points using many methods. In three-dimensional there are two methods, section formula and this distance formula. So if method is mentioned, then you have to use mentioned method. If method is not mentioned, then you can use any method of your choice. It is fourth question now. Find equation of set of points equidistant from these 2 points. So let the set of points be x, y, z, and let the given points are AB. Now we are given condition PA is equal to PB. We have to find equation of set of points, means we will find out relation in x, y, z. Using this given condition, the P point that should be equidistant from AB. So it means PA is equal to PB. So squaring both sides, PA square is equal to PB square. Apply distance formula to find out PA square and PB square, and expand the squares. Find out relation in x, y, z, and after solution you will have x minus 2z is equal to 0. So this is required equation of the set of points which satisfy the given condition. So this is answer. So I hope it is clear. So try to solve the questions of first and second exercise, including examples. So that's all for today. Thank you.